My HK addiction is pretty well documented and goes way back. I love HK and I've got HKs for days. When HK reintroduced the VP series with the VP9, I was totally stoked about it. Now they've added the Long Slide, which is awesome and adds some amazing features that have been on iconic HKs in the past, making this truly a match edition of the VP9 that goes right alongside some great match editions of HK pistols from the past. We'll get into what features it shares with such iconic HKs like the Mark 23 in a minute, but first let's look at exactly what you get with the VP9 Long Slide kit. First off, I think it's really important to understand that this is a complete slide. No parts are needed to come off your existing slide to get this thing working. You'll get the slide itself, one of HK's legendary polygonal rifled barrels that is 5 inches long. You'll get the recoil assembly, the striker assembly, and competition-style fully adjustable rear sight and a fiber optic front sight. With some of the comments I got about this on social media, I want to be clear. This is a complete slide. You pop your old slide off and pop this one on, and it needs no parts from your old slide. It is complete, it is entire, it is whole, it is not lacking, it is the whole 9 yards and the whole enchilada. All you will need is the grip from your existing VP9. Once you mate your new Long Slide to your grip, you'll notice one big change the first time you take it to the range. Accuracy just went through the roof. The VP9 on its own is a very accurate gun, but the new Long Slide takes it to a whole new level, and that is due to some enhancements that the Long Slide has. First off, just having a longer slide gives you a longer sight radius, and this will always add to accuracy. And you can see that HK has pushed those sights all the way to the edges to get the most sight radius they possibly could. They also included the HK O-ring barrel system, and what this does is tightly lock up the barrel and slide, and at least in my opinion it does greatly increase accuracy. I've been collecting HKs for a while, and as I acquired them over time, I quickly realized that the guns with the O-ring barrel shot considerably better than the ones without it. This basically gives the USP, or VP9 in this case, the tight fit of a hand-fit gun, but the addition of the O-ring allows for that hand-fit tightness to be in a production model. HK also first developed this for what is the hardest tested and most accurate pistol ever produced for SOCOM, the Mark 23. And you can actually feel the O-ring working as you cycle the slide. Later, the O-ring technology went on into higher-end versions of the USP series, like the Match, the Expert, and the Tactical. Sadly, I don't have a Tactical, a problem I need to resolve this year. I know that some people say that the O-ring doesn't make a big difference, but like I said, shoot a standard USP, then shoot one with an O-ring, and in my opinion the difference is night and day. Accuracy and consistency will go up, and you'll notice bullets falling right on top of one another. You'll also notice that same problem with the VP9 Long Slide. All the bullets will just land on top of one another, leaving so much of the target unused. It's a real shame. In all honesty, you will own the range with this thing. Here is what I would say is a pretty typical group from about 10 yards, and we ran a ballistic X on it for fun, and you can see that it's pretty much a 1-inch group and they're all touching. All of this had me feeling pretty confident and maybe a little cocky, so for whatever reason I thought I would go and see if I could get this pistol on target at 200 yards. I actually got a couple hits, which was impressive, but I may try to get my hands on some match grade 9mm and try that again, because some of the misses were so close that I feel the inconsistency in the range ammo we were using may have led to a few of the misses. Either way, that's the first time I ever got a hit at 200 yards with a pistol, so needless to say, I'm pretty impressed with the accuracy from the VP9 Long Slide. This setup is remarkably accurate and really shows the true potential of the VP9 pistol. Let's talk about where this falls in the current HK 9mm Long Slide lineup. The VP9 Long Slide has a little longer barrel at 5 inches than the P30 Long Slide, which has a 4.5 inch barrel. It also comes in just a little shorter than the USP Expert, which has a 5.25 inch barrel. I really like this addition to the lineup because it gives you all the great features from the modern HK lineup with the addition of the O-ring barrel. Because while I'm a fan of the P30 LS, I always wish that HK had included the O-ring barrel even if they only did it on the long slide version. The HK45 lineup has always had the benefits of the O-ring barrel. I want you to know that I'm not showing off all these classic HKs just to flex on the pores. I'm doing this to deliver the highest quality HK porn to you, the viewer, trying to satisfy HK addicts everywhere, and all these pistols do feature the HK O-ring barrel system. The slide also features lightning cuts that double as front serrations. This should help to cycle the slide a little faster and help with quicker follow-up shots. One thing I found really interesting when I weighed the slides to see how much weight the long slide added to the VP9, the difference is almost nothing. So the lightning cuts perfectly lighten the slide enough so that even with the longer barrel and slide, there is virtually no weight gain. This setup still retains all of the great features of the VP9 pistol. You'll have the most customizable grip available today, 1913 rail for accessories, a great trigger, and of course the long slide retains the charging supports. Let's talk about value for a second. I actually think this is really well priced and a great value when you consider everything you get and the fact that this is a complete slide with the barrel and everything needed. For those interested in this setup, it is money very well spent and will definitely improve the accuracy of your VP9. It will also give you some features that have always been reserved for some of the upper echelon of the HK lineup. One thing I would have really liked to have seen would have been an RMR cut. I think that would be a very welcome addition to the VP9 lineup, and maybe it's something HK will offer down the road. Because even if it added to the cost of the slide a little, it would still be worth it to me to have the option. But all in all, it's not like the accuracy or speed of the VP9 Long Slide is suffering without an RMR cut. This is a great addition to the VP9, and I'll definitely be leaving my VP9 with the Long Slide on it because I really feel like the Long Slide unlocks the true potential of the VP9 series. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. It really helps us out a lot. According to YouTube, close to 80% of my viewers aren't subscribed, and it helps the channel a lot if you go ahead and hit subscribe. Plus, we got some really big reviews coming out that you won't want to miss. Want to know what we're reviewing way before it hits YouTube? Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. You can see what's currently being reviewed way before it hits the YouTube channel. If you want to help support Alabama Arsenal, the best possible way to do that is on Patreon. Every little bit helps, and we appreciate every little bit. There's also gear available right below the video, so if you want to go out and represent, you can. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.